Jesus Olivares here, 4-time IPF World Champion here with the Transparent Labs team today. And we're gonna be going through what a squat day looks like for me. Luckily for you guys, I actually do have a heavy day program today. So this isn't gonna be like, movie magic. All I'm gonna say is heavy tonnages are gonna be moved today. Gotta make sure I let my girl know that I'm training before I don't text her for 3 hours. I have such a wide taste in music, but normally, like right now, because I let my little brother take aux, so he puts a lot of he's 17, so it's a bunch of TikTok Sigma music where it's like anime voiceovers with hardstyle, like a little bit of Deftones. Like that music's way beyond his years, but because it resurfaced on social media, he got exposed to it. But I mean, it's good. It's
from Texas. You listen to Big X the Plug?
Yeah, man, I like Big X the Plug. He's deep, bro. Like if you listen to, so for a lot of you guys who don't know, I am a soon-to-be father, and we're talking about the Big X the Plug, and there's a song where he talks about grinding for his kids, and it's just when you have that changing dynamic mentally, it's just elements like that kind of just it strikes a chord in your heart a little differently. So it's it just kind of gets you there, you know what I'm saying? Whew. So right now, you have 716 pounds on a bar. We found the other collar. Guys, excuse me. I'm from Texas. Elevation is non-existent. But either way, so those collars are about, give or take, 5.5 pounds. Maybe a little more. But the kilo is 2.5, right? So altogether, 325 kg, aka 716 pounds, baby. Freedom wings. This is something you learn with experience. When you're in a colder environment, you kind of have to adjust your rest periods because you're cooling down a lot faster. So right now, I need to be conscious of making sure that I'm not resting too long, because then I'm gonna get really cold really fast, right? So I think that's why that first rep, you guys might have not been able to tell, but just off body position and the way the load fell on my back, it just, for a minute, I swear, I thought I only loaded 5 reps on that side. So the first one felt wonky. Second one was a little better just because I got warm from that first set, that first rep. So from here, we're gonna be jumping to 390 kilos, which is 859. And that'll be last warm up. That'll let me know just really how much I have in the tank today for top end. So we're gonna go ahead and load it. I'll probably attempt it in 4 minutes, and then we'll see what the top set is today. I think what I could do is be a little bit more patient out of the unrack, because I kind of came back really fast. Maybe let it settle a little bit, and then once I hit the hole, just blast that bitch. Woo. Because I feel strong. I feel really strong. A 1,003 pounds, guys and girls. A few differences between my last warm-up and my single is. So you kind of have to think about this from a physics perspective, right? When you have a bar on your back that is moving and you're trying to stabilize it, what's going to negate that movement? Like being patient and still and just hanging in there until it starts to slow down, or movement, right? So that's kind of what I did there. I feel like I set the bar maybe half an inch lower than I normally do. And I'll just really make sure to wedge under the bar, right? A lot of people, especially people who pull on a deadlift bar, this is very familiar terminology, right? You pull slack, and that's kind of what I did there, except I pushed it out with my brace and my upper back, my traps, just to make sure that when I did unrack the bar, the bar is as bent as it possibly can be. Like, it's not going to drop anymore, right? Now you might think like, dang, like it's a lot of thinking going into a 1,000-pound squat, but that's what it takes. When you're trying to optimize and maximize your potential and you're trying to push past your limits, every little detail from your toe position to your brace, equally as important at this level. Like, there is no shortcuts. You can't just go in there and muscle it out. You have your mind and your body got to be on the same page, because that's a 4-digit lift, guys. The first time I started squatting 1,000, the frequency in between attempts was probably around 3 months. And then as I got stronger, more confident, and more efficient with my technique, then I got to a point where I could almost hit it like on a weekly basis, right? But that's why, like in strength sports, peaking is such an important aspect, because squatting 1,000 pounds weekly is very unrealistic, because you're kind of asking for something bad to happen. So you kind of got to put your big boy hat on and be smart about it, right? Like, yeah, trust me, it feels freaking awesome hitting 1,000 pounds. But you know what doesn't feel awesome? Having a rehab for 3 to 6 months. So I really just listen to my body. You know, I listen to my coach. I try to follow my program as diligently as possible. You know, like, I'm not just going into the gym hitting ego numbers. Because trust me, if I could progress my strength without having to risk this kind of load, I'd do it. But it's just at the level that I'm at, these risks are necessary. Like, I would be lying if I told you I wasn't even a little bit scared walking up to that bar. But when that phone rings, like, are you gonna pick it up, or are you gonna let the opportunity pass by? So we put in the work now, and come competition day, then we go all out. You know, that's the fun part. This isn't the fun part. This is the grueling part. This is the hard work part. You're not supposed to enjoy every minute of it, but that's just a part of the process. You guys are wondering, why is there less than 50% of the weight on the bar? And why are my sleeves off? Now I'm gonna tell you that I'm cooked. Now, I mean, I could probably push, but it's just, I want to be very smart in terms of my load management, because at the end of the day, yes, I'm doing incredible things. Yes, I'm like pushing the absolute limits of what a human can do. I'm still a human. So I have to make sure that I keep myself healthy, because the strongest version of yourself is always going to be the healthiest. Like, honestly, I can't think of anybody who was at their absolute best with some form of serious injury. Drop it to 496, took my sleeves off because why not make it a little harder? Just kidding. So gonna do sets of 4. What I have planned is I'm probably gonna go 4 reds and then maybe 5 reds. And then if my back feels good enough, then we can go up to 6 reds, which will be 716 for 4. And I think that'll kind of be like a good medium, where like 700 plus is still a good working range to get like some, what's the word? Like good stimulus, right? Like, we're still promoting good strength effort, right? Intensity and stuff like that. It's not always about being a meathead. It's not always about just yelling and getting hyped up and lifting weights. No, there's a lot of thought process that goes behind even taking like a 50% weight drop. Like there is a reason and a purpose. Like we're not just in here trying to live for views. Like no, like we're trying to win, you know? Oh, getting a little knot in my back. Honestly, I'll probably just stay here because I'm just like getting a little lightheaded. So I'm gonna chill, do 2 more sets of this, and then call it a day.